All right, YouTube friends and neighbors. It's been a long day. Only thing good about this day so far. Well, this morning's classes weren't that bad, but then this afternoon's classes were horrible. There's just less functionality with Google Sheets on the iPad than there is with Google Sheets on a MacBook. For example, Google Sheets on a MacBook, you can create individual colors for the columns when you do a chart. For example, if you're having your students compare energy consumption of renewable sources between 2008 and 2013 in the United States. On the MacBook, you can edit each individual row, so whatever data you have, you can make a different color for your bar graphs. Then you show your students that, and they're like, oh, cool, we can make it multicolored. And then you tell them to do it, and of course they're using their iPads, and they're like, Mr. Chow Miller, we can't change the colors. I'm like, yes, you can. Hit the three dots. They're like, we don't see the three dots. I'm like, I should stop telling you things and go try it on my iPad. And then when I did, I realized they couldn't do it. So they got the assignment done, but it was just a long slog through class, me apologizing because I hate when I tell the students something that's not accurate. So I needed this. Well, I need something else besides this, but it's only 3 o'clock and I got kids to take care of. But what makes you feel better on a day like today? When you go to the mailbox and you see that. That makes a day like today feel good. So, I don't know who this is. Sounds like somebody from the eBay. I've been getting a few eBay purchases recently, just items that I can't seem to find on the auctions. You know, the auctions are great if you want what's hot, because people aren't going to put out something that's not hot. But if you're looking for a comic of somebody who hasn't hit or isn't big or is a specialty comic, hey, Sean, how you doing? Remy, how's it going? Good to see people here. Like I said, some harder to find things. Usually you got to go to eBay for or get lucky. Once in a while, you get something on eBay for cheap. But that's usually not so easy unless, you know, you're really working the eBay. You're looking for people who misspelled a term or something like that. If that doesn't happen, you're usually out of luck. So whomever this is from has packaged it quite well. You know, pull tabs and the such, which of course I didn't just use. Now, that sheet's just ripped, but the comics aren't damaged, so that's what's important. So, sorry, now I got tape on my fingers that I can't seem to get off. There we go. In the garbage can. Let's see what we got here. Oh, nice. So this was NOLA Comics, whose name I did not know until I just looked at the packaging. He and I went at it on one of Hudat's auctions, about a month ago now. And there was this great lot that that I can't think of his name right now. Somebody put up this really great lot, and it got into several $100s. And I had a few of the books, but for the price of the lot, I really couldn't let it go, because there was one book in there that I really wanted, and Nola was nice enough to send it to me after he won the lot, because this wasn't the book he was going for. So I guess this is first cover appearance of Death, second appearance of Death in DC, or maybe it's the first one in continuity, or I'm not exactly sure. There's that other one with the homage to the Hulk, but this is now I've got confused. There's two DC covers outside of Sandman that have Death on them, and I'm not sure which is which, so of course we'll go look it up. Lois, how you doing, my friend? I have not seen you in a while, except I did see you, of course, in the video, The Last Con. You had a little cameo role in there. I saw that last night. If anybody hasn't watched that yet, it is worth watching. It is absolutely worth watching. Death, Vertigo. All right, so Sandman 8 is the first appearance of Death. Captain Atom 42, that's the one I was talking about. Captain Atom 42. That's the first appearance of Death in the DC universe outside of Vertigo. Cameo appearance of the death entity known as the Black Racer from Kirby's Fourth World. Dream makes his first appearance in the DC universe and third overall appearance in Swamp Thing 83. So what is the meaning of this book that I now have? First cover appearance of death on a mainstream DC book. Okay, so that's what I thought. First cover appearance, which is really nice. It is a common misconception that death first appears in the DC mainstream universe in this issue, but a decade earlier she appears in Captain Atom 42. In fact, she appears in the Marvel universe prior to her appearance in Action Comics when she makes a cameo at the wedding of Rick Jones and Marlo Chander in Incredible Hulk 418. So if you see that and you grab that, if you want to get the trifecta, get Captain Atom 42, get Hulk 418, get Action Comics 894, and get Sandman number 8, and you got the whole slew of them. But this is the book I was after. It's also just a really beautiful cover, right? I mean, you know, I was a punk new wave kid, always into the goth girls, and seeing death there is just beautiful. And then Nola also sent in a few others. He sent me a Young Justice number 15, The Truth Revealed. I don't know much about this. I stopped reading Young Justice after the first 2 issues, so I'll have to give that a look-see. And he sent me a copy of Amethyst number 3. I do have Amethyst number 1, the Stephanie Hans variant, and I've got the first appearance of Amethyst, but I don't have either of these from the Wonder Comics lines. That's pretty cool. So thank you, Nola. I appreciate it. I do have something coming your way, brother. You'll see more about that later. It's a bit of a surprise. Let's open another box. While I'm opening this box, man, let me tell you all something. I had a scare. Oh, you got that Hulk at a flea market. I've seen that Hulk around pretty cheap, and I got my Sandman number 8. Not too expensive, but I spent store prices on it. I didn't get it on the cheap. But I bought a huge lot about a month ago from somebody who actually lives in Tacoma. DS Comics 253 does great Instagram auctions. Great guy. He sold me an X-Men lot for 200 and something. That was just gorgeous. And it was, oh, that's nice. Oh, thank you from Rag718. Shout out to NCIX 217. Y'all got to go sub up NCIX 217. One of the he's leaving already. That's my son. I was just about to drop your info in the chat, dude. He probably hears me because I'm too loud, and his room is right there. That's my son. Hi, Nathaniel. Anyway, so I bought this awesome lot, right? But I only needed 2 or 3 of the books as upgrades for X-Men that I had, and I knew that I could then flip the rest. So I knew Brendan B loved X-Men books and is trying to get his run done. So I contacted him. I said, look at these books. You know, if you're interested, I can give you a pretty good deal on them, because I got a pretty good deal on them. And he said, sure. And so he sent me the money, and I sent him the books. And then I was talking to him on Instagram yesterday, and he's like, hey, didn't get those books yet. I'm like, I sent those books. You got books. He's like, I got these books, but the books you sent before these books, I didn't get. And it's like, oh, shoot. So we did the whole tracking thing. And without going into his personal business, it was an error on the post office, basically. And so we had the tracking to show that they were delivered. And then the insurance, this was a several $100 purchase. Whenever somebody buys comics from me on any auction, if it's over $50, I always pay the extra insurance. I'm not going to nickel and dime people for insurance. You're buying $100 worth of comics from me, I can pay $3 more in insurance. Like, that's not a problem. But I definitely highly suggest doing that. Whether you charge your buyer or whether you pay it yourself, the insurance is most definitely worth it. Because you honestly never know what the heck is going to happen. I'm glad that he got his books, because actually making a claim with the post office was probably going to be a pain in the butt. And then he'd get the money back. but those books would be lost or somebody would have stolen them. He'd have the money back, but I tell you what, I'm pretty sure he'd have a hard time finding that run of X-Men books in the 130s or 120s and 130s for the price that I sold it to him. So I'm really glad that it was a post office mix-up that got fixed up. But my point, other than trying to tell a charming little story while I'm ripping off the last piece of tape without destroying the book, my point is to insure your damn comics when you ship them, because bad things can happen. All right, this feels like a Golden Age book, just in terms of the size. I can't remember what this was. I got this from Rags on an auction, on Key Unit auction last week. Key Unit, shout out Key Unit, doing great things there. Dun, dun, dun. This is going to be a surprise to me because I can't remember what it is. Oh, are you kidding me? That's why he's got a sandwich. It's not that large. He's got it sandwiched between two larger boards. I'm like, I don't usually buy Golden Age. What is this large? It's not this large. The boards are too large. Apparently there's two of them, and now I feel like a fool having wasted your time opening two of them. Oh my gosh, the tape. The tape is driving me crazy. There we go. Now I get to see what books I purchased that I can't remember. Oh! Yes! Yes, 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 yes. This I own, but it came in a lot of 2 books. The other one being this one. So I finally own my Thor 337. Very, very excited about that. Newsstand edition. It's, hey, T-Pain, it's exactly the condition that he said it was in. Right? He said probably very fine, maybe very fine minus. I'm looking at the pages. I'm looking at the cover. There's like some minor ticks right there that show up a lot because of the red. But that's exactly the condition that Rag 718 said it was in. So I got exactly what I paid for, and I'm super, super happy. So far, 2 great packages. 2 phenomenal packages, I would say, because I got that Death cover, and I got my Thor, and I've got that 338 now to sell because I already own that one. All right, this one is definitely an eBay purchase because they wrapped it in this prime bubble wrapper, and it feels like it's just too. This is not from a community member because there's heck a lot of tape all over the place. Have you ever noticed that when you buy on eBay, like some people just, they over tape everything, but they don't know how to actually protect comics. So it's like, if I tape it up really tight, maybe the comic won't slip out. I got news for you, dude. The comic's not going to slip out. Just package it properly on the inside. Get yourself a Gemini mailer. Don't do any of this like 12 pieces of chintzy cardboard, which is what this looks like. And this tape, oh my lord. It's like this guy's preparing for battle here. We're going to go for 2 knives working together in a wedge action. What's known as scissors. There we go. We'll cut some scissors down here. All right. Man. And then we got more tape and more tape. We got literally, the blue tape wasn't enough. They had to put the plastic wrapping tape over that. Oh my God, packaging tape is the word that I'm looking for that I can't find because words are escaping me now. Let's try not to cut the comic while we're at it. Okay. Yeah. I got 3 of these now. I'm going to have to spend the money to get a good copy because I got 3 of these that are all in about the same condition. Though none of them were packaged this poorly. This is, if I could get some tape off of it to present it to you nicely. This is a spec book for me. I have a feeling like Moondragon is going to hit the MCU at some point. She's very closely aligned with Doctor Strange, a lot of mystical stuff that's going on. So I've been specking on this book and buying a bunch of cheap copies, hoping maybe to get them pressed and improved, or just to flip them if the character ever does get announced. The two books that you're looking for are Iron Man 54 and where she is Madam McEvil. Sounds like a McDonald's food. Madam McEvil for a short time only. But she's Madam McEvil in here. Then in Iron Man 105, she takes the moniker Moondragon. She gets dressed up in the red bikini with the huge cowl and cape. And then eventually that changes to green bikini at some point. But yeah, so she's a great character. I fell in love with her in New Defenders in the 80s run, when the Defenders, about issue 116 or something, changed the New Defenders for like the last 40 books of that run, maybe 50 books. So yeah, so it's something that I'm definitely looking to get a few of these. You can see this one's ticked up, but it's not bad. I've seen some trashy ones of this. And then you got to spend like $100 to get a really good one. So it could be that I wasted my money. This is my third copy of this in like the last week. The colors are pretty good and pretty strong. You know, it's a great cover, but it isn't in the best condition. So anyway, it's definitely a book that I'm on the lookout for. I'm hoping the character hits big. I'll have one nice copy for myself and then a couple copies to flip. 338 condition. 9290. I mean, there's the tiniest of color breaking ticks right there in the red and the black of his cape. Otherwise, it's looking really legit. I mean, a press would improve it. I'd say it's pretty darn good. Let's see what it's going for. I'm reading this app, looking at the prices, and it says just give it to him as an A-OK. All right, I could do that. Yep, Thor 338 A-OK. Yeah, go ahead. Just send me your address, and it's on its way to you. Does that sound like a good deal? Let me know if that works for you. Let me just see. I got a message from my wife. Okay. I got to go take a picture of a valve in the closet for the shower, but that's later. So let me know if that works for you, Los. Just need your address. If that's a good enough deal, we can make it happen. Let's take a look at box number, last one. I don't know. It feels like one comic. With an extremely hard to open box. It feels like one comic in the largest box that I got. What's up, Southern? Los, if you really want to pay, just so look at that bubble wrap, right? Thick bubble wrap around one comic. I don't know. I hope I'm not making fun of anybody in the, okay, this is the other book. Good. This is not a community member. This would be my fourth copy, and this might be the one that I keep. Yeah, well, it's not a big deal. I didn't pay a lot for it. I mean, it's like a $10 comic, and I'd have to charge you 10 plus shipping. I'd rather just send it out to you. Is that water damage there, or is that like supposed to be a cloud? Now I can't tell. Now I got to go look at the last one. Oh yeah, that's water damage. Yeah, so this one looks like a better copy, but it's got like a water damage stripe right there. So pretty happy still. So like I said, that makes 4 copies altogether. This is probably the best, but it's got that water stain. It's got the least amount of ticks, but it's got a water stain. Sometimes the back of these where it's white. Oh, actually, no, that's pretty darn clean. A little bit of staining. It looks like around the spine there. But yeah, I actually that copy might be good enough to be the one that I want to keep, because I definitely wanted to keep one of these. Madam McEvil, definitely sporting some sexy. I mean, that's some nice dominatrix work there, right? I like that. Moon Dragon. So she doesn't actually go by Moon Dragon till Iron Man 105. She's Madam McEvil in Daredevil 54. But yeah, if anybody's interested, I got some decent priced, not great copies. I mean, I can't sell you deals yet because I paid eBay prices hoping that this would go up. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, well, then I screwed up and I'm stuck with something to lose money on. Yeah, Lois, just send me your info. That's fine. Let's see who's in the house. Southern has showed up, and now Biggie Shack is here. The party can start because, you know, it ain't no party like a Biggie Shack party without a Biggie Shack. Without a Biggie Shack, it just is a regular party. But it's a Biggie Shack party now. So to recap, I told a story about insurance. Pay for freaking insurance, right? That's why people are like, oh, it's just one book. Can you ship it first class? I'm like, no, I'd rather pay $4 more, ship it priority in a Gemini, and you get your tracking insurance for free. Now, if it's a $100 book, $150 book, as a seller, I pay the extra insurance. If you want to charge your buyer insurance, that's fine, but definitely pay that insurance, right? I'm just so happy that Brendan's mailman dropped it off or made a mistake or something, that he got those books, because it wouldn't be worth it if I just gave him, you know, if I put in a claim and then the post office refunded the money and then he got the money. It just wouldn't be worth it. Much better to get the books you want. So in the mail today, we got 2 copies of the Invincible Iron Man 54. First appearance of Moondragon, who went by the name Madam McEvil, which still sounds like something you buy at McDonald's, right? I got my Thor 338 second copy. Hey, Brandon. So that is now going out to Los, who will provide me with his shipping info via Instagram, the great communication app, because let's be honest, man, you used to be able to message people on YouTube. Remember those days? And then I got my 337. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've wanted a 337 for a long time. This is actually, I mean, this is Walter Simonson's first work on Thor. He did art and pencils. Eventually, he just went and writing. Eventually, he went to just writing, but for a while, he did pencils and writing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if your very first time on a book, you create a character? Like, you know, he basically took Thor and said, all right, I am going to add a new character and let's see what happens. And of course, Beta Ray Bill has blown up and is a big character. If you see him in the MCU, this book will skyrocket, but this book's not leaving my possession. I've wanted one for a long time. I got one. I actually want to read, I want to collect the entire Simonson run. It went from 337 to 380 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I wrote it somewhere downstairs. Really, really great run. It is great art. I mean, that swoop, that swoosh of the hammer there is just so perfectly done, going right through the T in Thor and messing up the letters. I mean, that is really nice. Even breaks off the corner box, right? The 60 cents right there. So totally happy with that. Like I said, totally happy to put this with the other ones. I've got probably about half the issues that Simonson did from 337 to 380 something. My favorite issue, 355. Go and read that issue. He goes and meets his great-grandfather, I think, Odin's father, and has to wrestle him. It's a really great story. Just one of my all-time favorite Thor stories. 355 if you ever get the chance. some Amethyst and Young Justice, which were thrown in by NOLA Comics, whom also sent me this one, which I've wanted for a while. Action 894, first cover appearance of Death in DC Comics outside of Vertigo and Sandman, obviously. As we discussed earlier, Sandman #8 and Captain Atom 42 are the other books you're looking for if you want to get the trifecta of death. I like saying trifecta of death. There's something very melodic about that. I feel better. I was having not even a crappy day, just one of those, this is a long day, and sitting here talking to you, making an A-OK, having Biggie Shack join the party to liven it up, has made me feel better. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you all do for me. Got Halloween coming up. I don't have anything going on. The Saturday morning cartoon crew is not postponing. We're just canceling our sale Saturday because it's Halloween. Let people go party and have a good time. And this week I got nothing. Next week, following week, I'm back on Who Dat's Auction Thursday night. Should have some good books at that point. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it for me. So adios, sayonara, see you later, Auf Wiedersehen. It was great seeing you all. Oh, first live wire. I haven't read a lot of comics. What's the line that's from? I can't remember. I follow the editor on Twitter, but that looks really good. It looks like a great thing. You too late, poor man. Somebody already claimed. Los already claimed a book, and none of the rest are there. I did get two filler books, so you're welcome to claim Amethyst #3 or Young Justice #15. Didn't think so. Alrighty then. Like I said, that's it for me. Thank you all for joining me. I do feel better than I was feeling. Liven me up a little bit. And yeah, I will stop now at the 30-minute mark before I go on and make a fool of myself by saying more words. Peace.